Hi everyone, my name is Mary and welcome back to Quinn Ink. As you can see in front of me, I have the middle section. This is what it looks like. I've drawn the whole entire section. Okay. And as you can see, it will be in 4 sections. This white piece right here that you can see, this is actually a cutoff point, so we're not going to be crocheting that. Everything that you see that's in color, we are going to be crocheting. And today we're going to be starting with the middle section of section 1. And I have all 4 parts. So here's the first one. Here's 1.2. Here's 1.3. and 1.4. And as you can see, for every section it's only going to be 15 foundation double crochets. That's right, for every single section we only have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 sections that we have to get through. And so I made this one a little shorter because as you can see it was way too big. And so for this section all you have to do is make one of these, whereas the wing section you had to make 2 because you're making a left section and you're making a right section to connect with this middle section. So with every video, of course, you're going to need a pair of scissors, you're going to need your 5.5 millimeter hook, and of course you're going to need yarn. And the yarn you're going to need is you're going to need a little bit of blue for the bottom down here. You're going to need a lot of black yarn, and you're going to need a lot of yellow yarn. The blue section is just going to be on the very, on the very bottom and on the very top right here, because that is going to be like your border section. And then you'll have this black piece that's like a border section that will go around the Batman blanket. So, without further ado, let's get started on the Batman blanket middle section, section 1. Alright, I am back, and what I have in front of me is section 1, 1.1 of the middle section, and section 1.2 of the middle section. We are going to be doing both of these in this video because this one is not going to take you very long to do. As you can see, you have 2 rows of blue, 2 rows of black yarn, and all of this yellow for 20 rows. And then for this section, you have 2 rows of blue, 2 rows of black, you have this whole yellow section along with this little black section right here. And that shouldn't be too hard to do. So without further ado, let's get started with 1.1. And make sure you have all of your yarn ready to go. So I have my black yarn, my yellow, and I have my blue. I'm going to put those off to the side, and we are going to start with the 2 rows of blue. So make sure you have your slip knot, put it onto your hook, chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to do a foundation double crochet of 15. Yarn over, go back into that first chain you made, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over to make that first chain, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 to make that double crochet. Yarn over, go back into that chain right there, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn to make a chain through that first chain, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 to make your double crochet. Go ahead and make 15 of these and I will be right back with you. Alrighty, so I'm back and I made 14. I have 1 more to make, so yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn to make a chain, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2 to make that double crochet. Flip your work up, pull out your crochet hook, and let's count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Make sure you have 15. In one of my videos, I think it was 4.4, we were supposed to have 17. I accidentally made 16, so I'm really sorry about that. If you want, you can make the 16, or you can add that extra stitch for 4.4. Chain 1, yarn over, and double crochet into that very first stitch. Double crochet until you get to one stitch before the end. That way we can change over to the black, because you're only doing 2 rows of the blue. This is your first, this is the first row that we did of blue. Now we are working on row number 2. Double crochet in blue until you get one stitch before the end of the row. And I will be right back with you. Alrighty, so I am back, and I made it one stitch right here before the end. We're going to do our transition, and make sure to have your slip knot ready for your black yarn so we can get that done and over with. Yarn over, go into your last stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your blue, pick up your black slip knot, put it onto your hook, and finish off with that double crochet. You are now going to, hold on, the knot went over the knot. Okay, grab your black working tail and your blue yarn, and you're going to make a double knot real quick. Okay. You're going to grab your scissors and you're going to cut your blue yarn. We are done with that blue yarn. It is ready to go. We are now working on row number 3. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, yarn over, go into that first stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet into every stitch. When you get here, chain 1, double crochet back. This is row number 3. I will meet you back on row number 4, one stitch before the end, so that way we can transition to yellow. I will be back shortly. Alrighty, I am back, and I made it to row 4, one stitch before the end, and we are now going to be working on the end of row 4 transition into row number 5. So we're going to yarn over, go into our very last stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and pull through 2. Drop this for the moment and grab your yellow yarn tail. Your yellow slip knot that you made earlier. You're going to put that onto your hook and finish off that double crochet. Don't forget to pull on that black yarn. Find the yellow yarn tail real quick and the black working yarn and make a double knot. Make sure not to grab the blue yarn. Alright, there we go. And then you're going to grab your scissors, which I have over here, and you're going to clip. We are done with that black yarn, and we're now going to be using only the yellow yarn for rows 5 to 20. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, yarn over, go into that first stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. We're going to put that down for just one moment, and we're going to grab section 1.1, and as you can see, we have just finished rows 1 through 4, 2 rows of blue, 2 rows of black, and now 5 all the way to 20 is going to be nothing but yellow. I am going to double crochet all the rows from 5 to 20. I will be back on one stitch before the end of row number 20 to show you what it looks like, and then we will move on to 1.2. Alright, I will be back shortly. Alrighty, so I am back and I made it one stitch before the end. So let's get that double crochet done. And then I will count all the rows for you before I snip it off. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So we have 20 rows. And as you can see, it was all in yellow. So now I'm going to snip this real quick, so that way we can move on to section 1.1. Alrighty, there you go. That's what it looks like. Just like the picture. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to grab all the materials for 1.1. Alrighty, I am back and I grabbed 1.1 middle section. Show you kind of a section to show you what it looks like. So again, we're going to start with row 1 in blue and then double crochet in blue again. Same thing with the black section and then with the yellow. With yellow though, we're going to go from 5 to 10 and then we're going to go back to that black section. Okay, so I'll show you how to do all of this, and I added some numbers over here so I know where I need to do my transitions from yellow to black. Okay, so let's get started. So make sure you have a slip knot for your blue section. And let's chain 2 to do our foundation double crochet. 1 and 2. We're going to yarn over and go into that very first chain, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn and pull through 1 to make a chain. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. That makes your double crochet. We're going to do it one more time. Yarn over, go into this stitch right here by your yarn tail. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn to make a chain. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. And grab your working yarn and pull through 2. And again, if we grab our graph, we are only making 15 foundation double crochets. Each one of these sections or parts, so this is part 2 of section 1, these are all going to be foundation double crochets of 15 and no more. And then we're always going to do 20 rows. And yes, this is going to be a pretty big blanket. Okay, so I will be back when I have 15 of these. Alrighty, I am back and I made 14. I just have to make one more, and then I'm going to count my stitches. So yarn over and go into your stitch. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn to make a chain. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, sorry about that. My husband's phone alarm was going off. Okay, so I just made the 15th one. You're going to flip your work up, pull your crochet hook out, and let's count. So you're always going to count this one where your loop is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Always want to make sure that we have 15 since I missed a stitch in one of my videos. Oopsies. Okay, so since you did that foundation double crochet, this is always going to be your chain 1. Then you're going to chain 1 and you're going to double crochet into that very first stitch. And then you're going to double crochet until you get 1 stitch before the end of the row. this one right here. One stitch before the end of the row, so we can do the transition to black. This will be your second row for blue, and then we will do 2 rows of black. Alrighty, so make sure that you get your slip knot ready for your black yarn. Here, I'll do mine real quick. Okay, so then that way your slip knot is ready and we can transition to the black yarn. Okay, so I will be back shortly. Alrighty, so I'm back, and I actually have 2 stitches left. So we're going to double crochet into this stitch, and then we're just going to yarn over, go into the very last stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and only double crochet through those first 2 loops, drop your blue yarn and pick up your black one now, put that onto your hook, yarn over and go through the last blue stitches. Pull on your blue stitch, grab your black yarn tail, as you can see, and let's make a double knot with that blue working yarn. And then this is where we are going to cut off the blue yarn. Okay, there we go. Let me grab my scissors real quick. And we are going to, sorry about that, my husband coughed. We are going to cut our blue yarn. Okay, and then you will just sew in that blue yarn at a later time, or when you get a second. I normally try and do it after I've gotten several rows of my crochet in. Alrighty, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, double crochet into that very first stitch, double crochet into every stitch, chain 1 once you get to the end of the row, double crochet again, and 1 stitch before the end. I will meet you back. That will be for row number 4. We are on row number 3 right now. Alrighty, so I am back, and I just need 1 more stitch. And don't forget to have your slip knot ready for your yellow yarn, so that way we can transition to yellow. So let's double crochet into this stitch, and let's do the transition into this stitch. Yarn over, go into that very last stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and only pull through 2, drop your black yarn and pick up your yellow yarn, yarn over and pull through those last 2 black loops, grab your yellow yarn tail and your black working yarn, and let's make a double knot real quick. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. You're going to cut off your black yarn now. Make sure that you have a new ball of black yarn that's a little bit bigger. Mine is a little bit smaller, which is what I was originally using for the bottom portion. Okay. And now, make sure to grab the right yarn. Chain 1, turn your work, and double crochet into that very first stitch. We are now working on row number 5. And if we put this down for just a moment and grab our graph of 1.2, since we are on row number 5, we're going to double crochet in yellow until we have 10 rows. Once we get to our 10 rows, we're going to need to pick up our black yarn. If you're wondering what this is my kitty cat. She is saying hello. Let's get a good look at her. Here she is. Come on, Sonia, say hello. She wants some petties right now. I'm seriously sorry. Okay, so back to this real quick. So what I'd like for you to do is, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to double crochet in yellow until I get to 10 rows. And hopefully by then Sonia will go say hello to my husband and want pettings from him. Okay, I'll see you shortly. Hi, Sonia. Alrighty, so I am back. And I just have one more stitch before we do that transition. So let's get that done. So what I was trying to say before was you're going to make rows 5 to 10 in yellow. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Because if we pick up our graph, right here on number 10 to 5 is all rows of yellow. And then on row number 11 is when we're going to do our transition to that black. And we're going to do 4 stitches, and then they'll be all in yellow. And you'll go back until you get to 17 and do your transition. Okay, so let's get that transition done for row number 11. Make sure you have a slip knot in black ready to do that transition. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and only pull through 2 loops. Drop your yellow, pick up your black slip knot, go through both loops, pull on that yellow, grab your black yarn tail and your working yellow yarn and make a double knot. And you're not going to cut off your yellow. Let me just get that done. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. So you're going to chain 1. You're going to turn your work, grab your yellow working yarn, and put it right on top of the stitches like that, because we're going to carry this with us for 4 stitches. So 1, 2, I'll move it up a little bit, 2, 3, so there's 3 stitches. Now we're going to do our transition back to yellow. So yarn over, go into that stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your black, pick up your yellow, pull on it a little bit, grab your yellow yarn and finish off that double crochet, pull on that black yarn and double crochet in yellow. And this is row number 11. Now you're going to be working on row number 12. Double crochet in yellow until you get to the end, chain 1, turn your work, and I'll meet you 1 stitch before the transition, and we'll do that transition one more time. Alrighty, so we're back and we're on row number 12, and we're going to do that transition. So yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your yellow, pick up your black, yarn over and finish off that double crochet, pull on that yellow yarn, yarn over, pick up your fake stitch, pick up your regular stitch, and grab your working yarn over and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet until you get to the end of the row. I am going to stop right here. Let me just get this last stitch real quick. There we go. Okay, last stitch. This is what your work should look like so far. Don't forget to sew in your strings down here at the bottom so you don't have so many of them to sew in for later. I'm going to drop that for just 1 second and pick this up. So we're on row number 12 right here. We need to get to row number 17. Depending on how this is going to work, if I come back and I land on this sector right here on row number 16, then going into row number 17, then I will come back on row number 16. Okay, so I'm going to let you go for row 12 to row number 16, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do row number 18, probably row number 19 and row 20. And then we will be done with this section. All right, I will be back shortly. Alrighty, so I'm back and I'm on row number 16, getting ready to do that transition real quick. So let's yarn over, go into the stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab our working yarn and pull through 2, drop your yellow, pick up your black yarn, yarn over and pull through both of those yellow loops, pull on your yellow yarn to tighten it, yarn over, pick up that fake stitch, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, and grab your working yarn and pull through 2. We're going to double crochet to the end. Okay, so that's row number 16. We're going to chain 1. And we're now going to turn our work, and we're going to be working on row number 17. So we're going to chain 1, double crochet into the first 3 stitches, okay, and then now we're going to do our transition. So you're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your black yarn, pick up your yellow, grab your working yarn and pull through both stitches. Pull on that black yarn, yarn over, pick up the yellow, pick up the regular, put your black yarn on top of your stitches. We're now going to carry this over for row number 18. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. You should have everything in between that stitch right there. Fake stitch, regular stitch, black yarn. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to put this down for just 1 second. We need to know how far to carry this yarn for row number 18. We are on row number 17. We need to carry it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 stitches. That's where we will drop it. And when we get to row number 18, we'll pick it back up to do that transition. So we have 1 stitch. We need 6 more stitches.
So that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Pull on the black yarn a little bit, and this will be number 7. Okay, so since this is number 7, this is where you will drop that yarn, and then you will double crochet in yellow to the end. Okay, we are at the end. You're now going to chain 1 and turn your work. Excuse me. You're going to double crochet in yellow 1 stitch before we get to this stitch right here. So we're going to double crochet. Oh, we're almost there. Okay. This stitch is going to be your transition stitch. So yarn over, go into the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your yellow, pick up that black stitch, yarn over and pull through both yellow stitches, pull on that yellow to secure it, yarn over, pick up the fake stitch. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to pull on this black stitch so we don't have all of that slack that we just had. So I'll do that again. So you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your yellow, pick up your black stitch, yarn over and pull through both of those yellow stitches. Pull on the yellow to secure it, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the stitch, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet, chain 1, I'll meet you 1 stitch before the transition, and this will be, right now we are on row number 18. The next row I will meet you on is row number 19. Alrighty, so I'm back. I am 1 stitch before the transition, and we are on row number 19. Yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Drop your black yarn, pick up your yellow one, yarn over and pull through both of those black loops, grab your black yarn and pull on it to tighten it, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull through, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet in yellow until you get to the end. Chain 1 and turn your work. And now we are working on the very last row, which is row number 20. So we're going to double crochet into that very last 3 yellow stitches, for the transition. Now we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, grab our working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, drop your yellow, pick up your blacks, your black yarn, yarn over and pull through 2. Pull on that yellow, yarn over, pick up the fake, pick up the regular stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, grab your working yarn and pull through 2, grab your working yarn and pull through 2. Double crochet until you get to the end of the row. Alrighty, we are almost there. 1 more stitch, and that will finish off all 20 rows. Pull out your yarn and your hook, and let's count all the rows to make sure we have 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All 20 rows done. So let's get our yarn clipped. Grab your scissors, cut your black yarn, turn it back over. Make sure you have a little bit longer piece so you can sew this in. Cut your yellow yarn, wrap your yarn around your hook, pull through and pull through. Alright, so that was section 1 of part number 2 of the middle section. And that is what section 1.2 looks like. And let us grab section 1.1. Sorry, we'll flip it. It's going to go the other way. There we go. So those are what the 2 sections look like. I hope you enjoyed this video. We are now starting on the middle section. And yes, I'm hoping to get this done as soon as possible and not spend a lot of time on it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to go down and hit that like button so I know you're enjoying this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. And until next time, thank you for watching the Batman Blanket middle section 1.1 and 1.2. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.